Napoli. With a win there, they're 8 now undefeated. They've got a draw with Torino, undefeated against Udinese, Roma, Monza, Frosinone, Salernitana and Empoli. They did lose to Inter just by the narrowest of margins here. That's one of their home losses as Juventus get us underway, going from right to left there, the away side, but in their home strip. The black and white vertical stripes, the black shorts, white socks. Bologna in their Barcelona-esque strip. It's always the blue and reds. We'll see if those two sides meet in next season's Champions League. Also the white shorts and dark socks. A long ball as Bologna retrieve it down towards Ndoi in a foot race with Danilo as Santiago Castro, who I might just mention, it's his starting debut here. It's good pressure. Gatti backed into a corner, has to let fly, didn't make a good connection. It'll be retrieved by Freuler. Down the left, Bologna coming. Juventus are hemmed in. Locatelli gets back to help. And now it's with Bremer, Locatelli. This is dangerous. Big chance here, Bologna to hit the lead. No. Save by Wojciech Szczesny. And that was a huge opportunity. What a hustle that was. Remo Freuler coming in to intercept as that fell over, stumbled from Miretti that gave that away, and Freuler did get a shot on target, and the left hand of Szczesny, in fact two hands, two mitts to that, they pushed it out for a corner. Now in it comes from the right side. It's there to be put away, surely has to go in, and it does. What a start for Bologna. This is magnificent from the Rossoblù. This is a battle for third place. It's a first ever goal for the man of the season. It is Riccardo Calafiori. First ever professional goal in the Italian top flight for him. He should be called up by Spalletti for the Italian Euro sides. And here he is scoring at home to burst down the Juventus gates. Szczesny tried to save them once. He couldn't do it again. Beautifully taken corner, I might add, from Kasper Urbanski, which is a teenager out there, the 19-year-old from Poland. And Calafiori had the cohesion, the calmness, teammates, and then on an individual level to slot that on the left foot from basically 10 metres out, directly in front. Still, players to get the ball over, and he did that. Just the perfect trajectory. And Bologna are off to a flyer at the Dall'Ara. And look what it means to their fans. They're here in huge numbers. They cannot believe this season. They haven't experienced a potential finish this high for 57 years. That ball will now go to auction. What a beginning. Juventus, the writing was on the wall. And Bologna might be pouring a bit of cold water here, excuse the rain pun, over Juve's Italian Cup celebrations. Let's see if Juve can respond now. They kick us off for the second time in a few minutes. We're here in the 4th minute. Bologna 1, Juventus 0. Watched on by some of the hierarchy from not just Bologna and Juventus, but also the Serie A itself. Monday night culture, as they call it. Now they've won it up high once more, and all of a sudden from the right side it's Odgaard, the Dane. Let's go through the starting 11s. Haven't even had time yet, but as you know, Calafiori has scored, so he's definitely a starter. It's Skorupski in goal, Calafiori and Lukumi, the two centre halves. Posh on the right side, Christensen on the left, Abisha, Freuler, Urbanski through the middle with Ndoi on the right side, Odgaard on the left, and Santiago Castro making his first ever start in Serie A, just his 7th appearance. 12 million euro signing from Vélez Sarsfield in January, so he's one for the future, especially if they sell Joshua Zirkzee, who isn't starting. He's their top scorer, same with Orsolini, their second top scorer. But for now, the defender has them into the lead. Calafiori, his first campaign. This is phenomenal pressure from Bologna. They are winning it. They are in the perfect placings around the pitch. Positional football from Thiago Motta. Doesn't play a vertical formation, plays a horizontal one of a 2-7-2 according to his mathematics. That means 2 wide on each flank and 7 down the middle corridor, and for now it's paying off, and they tilt across accordingly depending on where the ball is situated. Thiago Motta has been linked with a move to Juventus. Obviously, Max Allegri needs to be replaced. Not the best start for Paolo Montero, who's the caretaker coach, stepping up from the youth team at Juventus. He'll take care of Juve in their last 2 games. As it's pinched back once more. This is Lukumi. Does like to get forward. He's quite high up in the pecking order for instrumental passes. Here he is on the ball with also Urbanski on the turn. They are ruling the Dall'Ara on a Monday evening, the last game of the penultimate round, match day 37. And what a time to debut for Santiago Castro. It's a fabulous occasion at home. Champions League qualification all wrapped up, so the pressure is off in that regards. And already his team hits the lead thanks to one of their most reliable defenders. Juventus out there with Szczesny in goal, Bremer, Danilo and Gatti, the 3 across the back line, Locatelli, Rabiot, Moretti, the 3 central midfielders, Illing Jr. on the left, Cambiaso, former Bologna player, on the right, with Vlahovic and Chiesa up forward, but hardly any of the Bianconeri so far have had a touch. Bologna go down the left, they'll get over halfway and be carried forward. Well done by Odegaard and Christensen. Now the big switch comes. Can be kept in. It's Odegaard once more. He's being transferred to the right side. Now Rabiot picked up on the loose ball, but Castro was fouled on the halfway. So a free kick for Motta's men. Paolo Montero, former professional defender, won some titles with Juventus, was a hitman, one of those defenders that could get you with a nice old-fashioned reducer. Now the switch comes as Odegaard receives down the right wing, puts it into the danger area. Szczesny dives on it like he's putting out a fire, and for now the threat of a second goal just been diffused. It's out for Danilo on the roll from Szczesny. 8th minute in, first goal of the game for Bologna, and with that we'll have a look at the standings on the flash score app. Could be a night to remember for the Veltri, the Felzine, the Greyhounds they're known as. 70 points, they'll be 4 beyond Milan, so they won't be able to catch them for second if they can win here and then win their last game. Bologna singing out the season away in Genoa, who are mid-table. Juventus will be at home to Monza. Now there's another chance. It's a drive from the outer edge of the box, in line with the right post. Mikel Abisher has been the captain for much of the season until Olmo Freuler took over. 2 hard-hitting Swiss midfielders also with Ndoye. That makes 3. A couple of Polish, Argentine striker, a couple of Danes out there with Christensen and Odegaard. Just the one Italian, which is Calafiori, the goal scorer. So out to the right side for another corner. Sent in by Kasper Urbanski. It'll bounce all the way over to the left where Victor Christensen awaits. 32nd game for him, 3 assists, no goals. He's on loan from Leicester City. Still down the left, they hold up play. They're a possession-based side. Thiago Motta's teams didn't do too well with his former employers, especially with Spezia and Genoa. It's a former player there. The other side that wears the red and blue. Perhaps that's something he has to think about. His next club, Barcelona, might be looking at some points. But they have reconfirmed Xavi Hernandez. And we brought you that one yesterday. Big win over Rayo Vallecano. And that was at the Companys in Catalonia. Lewandowski with a fabulous goal, but see what Bologna can do. Still in possession. We'll go and have a look at the stats shortly. About to hit the 10-minute mark. Dinky ball over the top was about 40 yards from halfway. Castro was never going to reach it. So also take a peruse over the benches. Bologna leading by a goal to 0 through Calafiori, left-footed strike in the first couple of minutes. His first in Serie A. Vlahovic out there is the highest scorer of this season, at 16 goals and 4 assists, made for 20 goal involvements. Next is Zigzag, but he's on the bench. Same with Rossoblù, 11 and 10 respectively. Chiesa with 7 after that. So both of Juve's top scorers out there. They are yet to really show any influence. Bologna out to the left. They are owning this game. And Doy is over there. Now back for Christensen. And Lukumi. Juve with a low block. Story of their season. In it goes. Beautiful header. Obanski celebrates. It goes onto the scoreboard. Was it an own goal or is it a debut masterpiece from Santiago Castro? Who got the last touch? There were 2 Bologna players, 1 Juve defender, and a diving Juve keeper in Szczesny. It might be Santiago's goal. Let's have a look what a night it's becoming. Delivery in. And it has to be Santiago Castro. Let's have a look. Are they coming to him just to say thank you very much? Who got the last touch? I think it's Obanski's goal. That's got to be Kasper Obanski. Either way, neither of them have ever scored in Serie A. Might be a tandem goal. Both of them actually got their heads to it. Obanski onto Castro. Who's going to get the assist in this case? This is extraordinary. It is Castro's goal. He'll take it. Didn't know much about it, but it hit his head before it went in. If you can imagine 2 players arriving at the left post, the cross coming in from the left, pinpoint, the goal will stand. We're in the 12th minute, Juventus reeling at 2-0. Castro given this goal. Odegaard the assist, but I think they might have to update that, whether Obanski got his head to this. But Jens Odegaard, fabulous season for him. That's his first ever assist. So history-making evening at the Dall'Ara. And we're back underway again. Bologna win it back from the Juve kick-off. It might be slotted home for 3-0. Surely it cannot be. Offside flag comes. It was a fine finish at the right post from Odegaard. Just as we were talking about the Danish winger. He is offside. That's unfortunate for him, but it was still a measured finish on a tight angle underneath Szczesny. And Juventus don't know what's hit them. They have run at a wall and they have been blown apart. This is explosive from Bologna FC, owned by the Italian-Canadian Joey Saputo. You see that on their shirt sponsors. So tonight in Serie B there's a playoff as the third and final place will be settled. Palermo playing at home against the Venetians, still 0-0 there, and already Como and Parma going up. So Bologna usually are in the mix for the relegation discussion. Maybe not quite the bottom 3, but definitely the bottom 6 or 7. Not this year. They have been sensational. Quality throughout the season. They've only lost a handful of times. They are now looking at the future with Santiago Castro and Obanski. They are dictating terms out there. Don't worry about Remo Freuler at 32 years of age, or Ebischer at 27. The teenagers are doing the damage. 2 Polish goalkeepers tonight, I should add. And Juve actually get 2 or 3 passes strung together before it's cleaned up by Ebischer, sent back to Calafiori. Bologna look good for a 2-0 lead again. That is 2 weeks in a row. Uncanny that they scored 2 in the first quarter of an hour. And let's go back and have a look at some of the stats as they continue to pass it around the back. Juventus is watching in awe, I think. It was only for the second time across the last 65 Serie A seasons Bologna managed to score twice in the opening 15 minutes on the road at Napoli. Now they've done it at home. So that is fabulous. Obviously that was a stat for the away games. But that is beautiful to see. 2 weeks in a row, they are really frying Juventus and throwing them into the fire. Can Juve respond? There's an offside here. That's the previous offside against Odgaard, who did score, but it was ruled, flagged, and immediately chalked off. Now finally Chiesa can get a run at the ball. Good pace shown from the Italian international. But across comes Calafiori, striding quite bravely. Takes the ball. That's confidence. Abisha is back there wearing the number 20. Across to the keeper, Skorupski. Remembering it's wet. Bologna are really dancing the dance. It's a tango at the moment. Beautiful to see. It's Santiago Castro's debut. He scored. The other one for Riccardo Calafiori. So history making for some of the youngsters. Calafiori at 22 years of age to get a go under Mourinho at Roma. That was then moved on. Roma with a blame game with Mourinho always making excuses. So he got rid of Calafiori, sent him to Genoa. Didn't work out as a left-sided defender. Went to Basel. And then Thiago Motta brought him in just for 4 million. And he's converted him into a centre-back. Good height on him, and he's one of the names that should go to Germany for Euro 2024 for the defending champion, Italy. Again, it's with Freuler at the back in the defensive third for Bologna. Cross to Stefan Posch. Another one of those goal-scoring, difference-making defenders. 6 goals last season, just the one this term. Scored against Napoli. That's poor defense from Bremer. This will be brought back by Obadsky. Has Castro, doesn't know what to do, goes on the left, shoots. Good block by Gatti. They might go out for a corner left side this time. It is non-stop pressure as Bologna, they can smell another goal. It'll be their third if they can get one here. 0.9 is their XG. They've got 2 already. 70% of the ball with them. 6 goal attempts to 0. 4 shots on goal to 0. In it comes. Short corner. Left footer. Back into the box. Posch attacked it. So did Odgaard. Now Chiesa. Trying to work the left touch line. Double teamed. It's Joey Saputo, the president and owner, watches on. He will not be able to fathom how this has happened. What a gamble it was to bring in Motta, and in his second season has them in the Champions League. Will they hang on to him? He will need to be going to Juventus and Milan and wherever, you name it, a big club that needs a coach in the summer. He's been written about. I'm not so sure. I'd love to see him continue this with Bologna in the Champions League and see how far they can get. It's a revised, all-new Champions League. It's one big league. And each side playing 8 games. And Lukumi in the centre circle. So that's fairly certain. That's 4 corner kicks now. Back for Calafiori. Lukumi in front of him. And this is what Motta does tactically. Doesn't play for at the back. He sends Calafiori or Lukumi forward to sit as a holding midfielder, so he creates that box midfield. Then they have the overload through the middle. They can get down the other end a lot easier than most sides, and they're so cohesive when they do this. Intelligent football is we see a Bologna player now on his back, 19th minute, and that is the debutant Santiago Castro. 12 million euro signing from Vélez Sarsfield. Let's have a look at his stats on the Flash Score app itself. Now he has a goal next to his name here in his 7th game, his first ever start. 1 goal in 2023 for Vélez Sarsfield in 21 appearances, 1 assist, and then 1 and 1 in 2022 in 17 appearances. So a free kick taken. Over for Posch, back for Calafiori, and they just taking their time. Sturdy defence. When Bologna lose it, they win it back so quickly. This is exquisite football. Juventus looking impulsive and really under the pump. They don't know what to do. They don't know where their opponents are coming from. It's the jungle of the Renato Dall'Ara. Just 20 minutes gone, but can they respond? We'll see if they can get on the board before half-time. Vlahovic and Chiesa have been stifled out of this match as the long ball goes way past Vlahovic. That'll be a goal kick for Skorupski. Juventini, travelling contingency. They don't really need travelling fans. The most supported club on the peninsula, and they are absolutely everywhere. It's kind of like termites through the country. Most winningest side, of course. Everyone loves a winner. So therefore they are the most supported side as they have the ball at the back out towards Danilo. The captain needs to lead by example. Good passing to find Rabiot. He's gone missing along with Miretti. Did give the ball away in the opening minute or so, and Szczesny pulled off a save. Could only hold out Calafiori for a few extra seconds. Now Cambiaso waiting on the far side. He's hardly been involved. Spent last season here with Bologna. That was a season that brought him 0 goals, but 32 appearances, 3 assists. On his way up after leaving Alessandra for Empoli and then Genoa. He's taken from Juventus on loan for €2 million. Was a signing for Juventus from Genoa. Actually, his long ball's put out towards the right touchline. Odegaard will keep it in. He's got Danilo in front of him, has the run down the line, instead goes to the back post. It's a ball with good shape on it, but it was just one of those crosses with too much fizz on it. Goes out harmlessly for Szczesny, but Ndoye made that run at the left post. Very deep cross, hit from about 30 metres. On a diagonal. This is outstanding. And Juventus don't know what to do next. They're going to take a short goal kick. The way Bologna is set up, you have to feel for Szczesny. Doesn't have the confidence to go short. In the end, goes to the halfway. Picked up by Freuler, but there's a free kick. There's a whistle from referee Giovanni Airoldi. Just a recap earlier today, Verona beating Salernitana at the Stadio Renato in Naples, in the town of Salerno itself. It's on the Amalfi coast. So Salernitana will be in Serie B next season. Those playoffs are happening to come up to Serie A, the 3rd place to 8th place. All playing off now. Brescia and also Brescia were eliminated with Sampdoria. So it's Palermo, Venezia in one semi-final, Cremonese, Catanzaro in the other. Palermo nil, Venezia nil. That game's playing tonight in Sicily at the Barbera. And here's Bologna again. Good defence, good block from Francesco Locatelli. Started his career with Milan, sold to Sassuolo. Then Juventus came in from him the end of his 3rd season with the Bianconeri. 1 goal, 4 assists this term. Decent looking midfield with Rabiot and Miretti. Also, other news is Nicolo Fagioli is on the bench. His 7-month ban for gambling is over. Just looking at those benches, De Sciglio and Pogba missing. Pogba for doping. De Sciglio with a muscle injury. Another free kick going to Bologna this time. It's against Federico Gatti. Has the Italian hand signals at the ref. Just pulling on the back of Ndoye's shirt, who's one of the fastest players in the league. So Alcaraz, Alexandro on the bench for Juventus with Giallo, Fagioli, King, Kostic, McKennie, Milik, Nicolucci Caviglia, Perin, Insolio, Rugani, Timothy Weah and Kenan Yildiz. Still plenty there to choose from for Paolo Montero, stand-in coach. Thiago Motta without Lewis Ferguson with a knee injury, and Joshua Zirkzee, top scorer for the club. At the moment, hasn't made much of a difference. Bologna in the lead by 2 goals to nil, but Bagnolini on the bench with Boyokema, Corazza, De Silvestri, El Azzuzzi, Fabian, Ilic, Nico Giannis, Carlson, Moro, Orsolini, Ravaglia, Salamakers and Sumayoro, who's back. Possibly could get his first minutes this evening of the season. He's had a horrible injury. Seen him out for all the season. So out to the left again for Bologna. 26th minute we go into. The run, the give and go. Here it comes into the middle where Odegaard waits. He will get there. And Junior couldn't judge it properly. Out to the right wing now. It was a long ball, almost a switch if you like, instead of a cross. So Posh working that right side with Odegaard, but Miretti brings down the Austrian right back for Bologna, and they will have a free kick from out wide, about 5 yards in from the touchline, about 25 back from the goal line, and the yellow card is going to Fabio Miretti. Cynical challenge. So Calafiori with a goal in the second minute. Castro in the 11th. Left foot drive from about 10 yards and a header from mainly, I'd say 6 or 7 yards at the left post. It is raining on Juve's Monday nights. It's a sorry situation for them. They did beat Atalanta during the week. Coppa Italia final, going to Juventus for the 15th time. And that goal was Dusan Vlahovic in the 4th minute. They had an early lead. They were able to hang on despite Atalanta's advances towards the end. But Juventus played a lot better. That was at the Stadio Olimpico. And what they're doing here, which is further north, inland and slightly to the east. Bologna, beautiful city. And Dall'Ara is one of those picturesque locations. Lovely brickwork. Joey Saputo is the president that came in 2015-16. He's one of the part owners, and he's taken it over the majority stake. Some good signings, might make some money in the summer as Zigzag Daves for maybe 40-45 million, you'd think. This is a Ndoye, got his shoulder to it. Federico Gatti with a header away, and Juventus will have a goal kick that's come off Christensen, I believe. Zugze on the bench with Lewis Ferguson, but so both of those will not play. Not the best conditions, but still, Bologna with a 2-goal lead. It's dreamlands, you would say. Paradiso. So from this goal kick, Chesney is going to go directly over halfway. 55 metres, one in the middle by Urbanski. He's been one of the best players. Then again, the second header, good second effort in Locatelli. Gatti gets a foot to it, smashes it down towards Skorupski. Easy Gabba, then Posh back into the middle. Freuler comes, and he gave it away. In fact, he did, out to the left. Here's Locatelli, needs to find a teammate in the middle. This is good from Juventus, the first foray forwards. Bologna will win a free kick, because that is a sliding challenge and a yellow card, this time for Andrea Cambiaso into Ebischer, his former teammate from last season. It's a horrible challenge. They need to show some desperation, that's for sure. Cambiaso at 24 years of age, he's a favourite to go with Spalletti to Germany for the Euros, and 2 goals, 3 assists tonight isn't a good reflection of Juve's general performance in the season, but it definitely is for Bologna. So from the free kick, it's hit once more by Ebischer. Curling ball towards halfway, goes directly out of play. Hitting Junior, former Chelsea under-18, and Juventus signed him for the under-19s. He's been nurtured by Max Allegri. For those of you who haven't seen the footage of Allegri losing his mind, utterly embarrassing. Being compared to a kid that had his PlayStation taken away from him as he walks off, throwing his tie and jacket and the rest of it to the ground. And infuriatingly, has been linked with the sack for Juve's poor performances week in, week out, and then finally wins a trophy, and that's when he's sacked of all times. There's another free kick. This is for Odegaard. He won the ball, had good position. Adrian Rabiot into the back. There's no yellow card given, not warranted. So Cambiaso and Miretti, the two yellow carded players. I should mention that Cambiaso will miss the next match, the last one of the season, against Monza at the Allianz. It's the Allianz Stadium for Juventus, Allianz Arena for Bayern. Still 0-0 in Sicily for Palermo and Venezia. Venezia were in Serie A about 2 seasons ago. Palermo, the last time was 2016-17. Can they make it back? They've been bankrupt. Now they've been taken over by City Group. Lots of foreign ownership. Not for Juventus at this point. But Bologna with an Italian-Canadian, technically. I guess it counts as Italian blood, doesn't it? To the left. Bologna coming forward, going from left to right. And Doi will chip it into the middle. Decent position. Outnumbered was Castro. Good chest down by Danilo. Come out to their left. There's nowhere to go for Danilo. Waited for the option. Rabiot provided it. Now there's some good ball carry from the Frenchman. World Cup finalist. And from Chiesa now. Darling run laterally. Wins a free kick about 35 yards away from the left post. The man that's been penalised is Kasper Urbanski. He made his debut, I remember, covered that match a few years ago when he was 15. It was under the late Sinisa Mihailovic, who was mentioned in celebrations at Piazza Maggiore. It's in Bologna. Players celebrating their Champions League qualification. Now this is taken short. The shot comes in from the left side, but the referee's seen something and wants it taken again. Don't think he was ready, so the goal wouldn't have counted. Skorupski was able to make the save anyway. So back it goes. It's about 10-12 yards wide of the left post and about 35 back from the goal line for Juventus, who are going right to left. Chiesa is one player there. The other is Cambiaso. Touches it on. Chiesa out for his teammate Cambiaso. It's a giveaway, and there's a counter-attack and overcomes Hitting Jr. Make sure it goes into row Z. Debonair Thiago Motta, also Paolo Montero, kitted up nicely. Despite the rain, Hitting Jr. took a knock from Ndoye as soon as he kicked that. So it is a free kick for Juve. Halfway line. Back for Bremer, Locatelli. Don't know which way to launch their progression forward. Hitting Jr. It's the take on the man. Odegaard fell for the body language. And the next gen Juventino started against Atalanta in the Coppa Italia final. And this time has lost the ball fair and square. Bologna throw right side, defensive third. 34th minute of the game. Bologna 2, Juventus 0. So from the throw, Posh working the right line and wins another one. A few more seconds going to the abyss for Juventus as they look like they're going to take 4th position unless they can mount a comeback tonight. Now, in this kind of form, I would rate Bologna to take down Genoa, who lost to 10-man Roma. It was yesterday. Another free kick going Juve. Yeah, it is Juventus' way. Miretti this time runs into some trouble in the shape of Riccardo Calafiori. Again, it's quite far away from Skorupski's goal. Would be a screamer if it finds the net from here. Skorupski getting a 3-man wall happening, getting the tallest Bologna player in there, which is Odegaard's. Standing over this is Chiesa. And again to the left of the left post by About 10 yards, similar area to where they were before. Cambiaso is the wide option if they want to get across it. It will be Vlahovic to strike it. It's cut back in. It was just kept in, still in somehow, and Calafiori has to work to clear this ball. That is a delicate touch, a finesse from Bologna. They'll win a free kick here. That was unnecessary. Over by the left touchline as they look to clear their lines. Lucumi sent to the turf. Federico Gatti, frustrations really starting to show. Juventus, a serious club, but not playing in that manner. So a little under 10 minutes to go, not including stoppages, until the half-time break. Bologna all over Juventus. Match day 37 here on Flash Sport Live Sport EU Network. It's good to have you with us. And Bologna schooling Paolo Montero on how to play football in the wet. Teenage debutant Santiago Castro with his first goal, a header. I'd say 50% his, 50% Urbanski's, but it's going down as Castro's. Look at the way they can control possession, the skill set, the transition, the transcendence to become this kind of team for Bologna. It is extraordinary to think of what Motta has done. Not that Mihajlovic didn't put together a good squad. They've lost a lot of players, Dominguez and Jody Schouten. Or Schouten, as the Dutchies like to say. So back in from Danilo, Juve in possession. Out to the right wing there. It's Cambiaso over there. Vlahovic comes deep. Chips it into the middle for Danilo, 40 yards away. Out to the left where Chiesa waits. Has Rabiot on the run down the wing. And Locatelli will push this out towards the right wing. And that's Locatelli. Will launch. It's well blocked. And now Bologna can mount a counter-attack. It's slow because it is quite damp. Goes out to Posh. They realise they didn't have the numbers forward. This is where Zigze has been crucial. I think this is an offside against Odegaard. Linesman lets it go. Odegaard wants to take on Danilo. He sends it out for a corner to the right side. Eventually, the referee sticks up the arm and says it was offside. A good 2 meters, I might add. And this is where linesmen just have to take control. In terms of passes completed, according to Flash Score, it's 200 to 96. Bologna's favour. 3 corner kicks to 0. 7 goal attempts to 0. 65% of the ball to 35. 1.06 XG to 0. That is a lesson in calcio if you've ever seen one, especially from a small club with the 15th lowest budget for player wages up against the side with the most. Juve and Inter. Similar situation with their cash flow, although Inter might be running out of that according to reports. That's another topic we won't go into here this evening. Now Posh back for Lucumi. The Colombian started off his career with Deportivo Cali in the capital back in Colombia, and since then he's moved on to Belgian side Genk. Again, Bologna controlling the tempo. Superb from the Rossoblù. Kept in. Posh scoops it back over the top of Rabiot, but seemed to just crossed the line by the linesman. So that's a Juve throw. 6 minutes to go until the break. Just going over some of the other results. Earlier, Salernitana losing at home to Verona 2-1. Suslov and Folarunsho with those goals. They are two goals that keep them in the top flight. Giulio Maggiore for Salernitana did get a late one. But 3 points for Verona pushes them 3 points above Udinese, and on head-to-heads they stay up. Udinese Frosinone, it's going to be the big matchday 38 game. That is 16th against 17th. And the loser may be going down. Depends what Empoli can do at home against Roma. Roma do want the win to try and chase down Atalanta in 5th. Also, just to keep Lazio at arm's length. Skorupski, Lukumi, out to the left. Christensen waits. Hospital pass forward. Well done by Urbanski. It will eventually settle down for Skorupski and Posh can restart. Calafiori wanted the switch. Was complaining, but Odegaard came. Quick pass in from Castro. Juventus come away with it, 40 yards away. Vlahovic. And they were hunting in packs, Bologna, as they usually do. Out to the right wing for the former Rossoblù man, Cambiaso. Needs to find an option in the middle. Skorupski gathers it, though. He knew exactly where it was going. It was telegraphed from Cambiaso in from the right byline, and Paolo Montero watches on. More in incredulity than anything. I think you get your big moment with Juventus against Bologna in a trip where previously you haven't lost any of your 8 away games. And this is what happens. They have been blown away from the very start of this game. And Juve have made no inroads. Could be down by a further goal. Calafiori. Good footwork to take it away from Vlahovic. Now that is an advantage back to the goalkeeper, but Vlahovic, again, that's unnecessary. Don't have to shove the player once he's kicked the ball. And that is a tussle we'll see ongoing. They shake hands. Well done by Calafiori to be the bigger man. Not just literally, but also in this situation, just keeping a cool head. The 30th game of the season for him, 1 goal, 4 assists. Vlahovic, of course, the goal machine that he is, 16 goals, 4 assists. Juventus might get a chance here. In it comes. That is a goal-saving tackle from John Lukumi out towards the left. And now there's some space for Urbanski. He's passed backwards. Gets picked off. Gatti on the halfway line with Rabiot. Can he instigate something? Need something a bit more cohesion about Juventus to see out this half. Willing Jr. went inside the man. Went through the legs, I think. Now it's with Miretti. Tried the pirouette turn to shield the ball. Bologna come away with it, and they might have an overload here. They need to move forward in the wet. Here comes Abisha. Forward to Castro. The back heel is a little too much trickery from Castro. He's Argentinian, so you would expect an Argentinian striker to try a few tricks. Of course, we all remember Cruz, the former Argentinian striker who came to Bologna after an incredible career with Inter Milan. Also Palacios. So about 90 seconds to go until the break, not including stoppage time. Shouldn't have too much of that, I'd say 1 or 2 minutes at most. No injuries to speak of, besides 1 or 2 quick knocks. They were sorted out rapidly. It's an elegant Bologna side despite the weather. Out from Lukumi again. That is a beautiful ball out to the left. Bologna happy to invite the pressure. It's Castro down there, playing as a left back, and Cambiaso couldn't do enough. And again in frustration, knee into the back, it's a Bologna ball. And from the throw with Calafiori, Lukumi at right centre-back. Juventus might have to make a couple of changes at the break. Plenty of firepower on the bench. Haven't had a side of goal. Just the one crossing from the byline was taken by Skorupski. They've won it back here in midfield. Ball scooped forward. Vlahovic was closed down well by Calafiori. It's been his shadow all game. Now back is Remo Freuler. Finds Christensen. He'll launch long. It's an offside, surely, as Castro will keep the ball. Going towards the keeper, in from the left half space. Took a touch. Szczesny won't keep it in. And eventually, they're going to bring it back for an offside. That's against Dan and Doy. So again, that's a disappointing call, because the linesman should be able to see that as clear as day. The Bologna man was offside from the very start of his run. Clear daylight between he and the last defender. And that is the half-time break here at the Stadio Renato Dall'Ara in Bologna. They lead by 2-0 over Juventus. Thiago Motta's met in scintillating form. We'll be back in about 10 to 12 minutes with the second half. Calafiori's first goal of the term, Castro's debut goal also. Two youngsters getting the Rossoblù into the lead. And welcome back to Flash Score, your Monday evening with Bologna leading Juventus by 2-0. Calafiori and Santiago Castro with the goals in the opening 15 minutes here at the Stadio Renato Dall'Ara, match day 37 of Serie A. About to get the second half happening for you. I'm going to double check to see if there was any half-time substitutions. Juventus would want to make a change or two, you'd think. Absolutely put to the sword in the first 45 minutes. New coach Paolo Montero after Max Allegri was sacked. Miretti and Weah. Miretti and Cambiaso for Weah. Those are the two changes. Weah, and we do have another change. American coming in. Can they change the course of this match? It's the battle for third, and Bologna, Juventus starting on 67 points each in third and fourth respectively. If Juventus win this, they go into third, but they are trailing 2-0, and Bologna fully deserving with Thiago Motta, their coach. He's got an understrength side, brought in the teenage starlet Santiago Castro from Argentina, just his 7th game, but his first ever start, has scored. Header in the opening quarter of an hour at that left post. What a delivery from Dan Ndoye. He got his first Bologna goal last weekend against Napoli. So against two of the heavyweights, Bologna, they are throwing punches and connecting. The first minute is nearly over in the second half. Bologna have kicked us off and going from right to left in the blue and the reds, the white shorts, the dark socks. Juventus in the black and white vertical stripes, black shorts to a yellow trim with white socks. Down the left from Rabiot, who steals it up high. Chiesa inside one, good work to find Rabiot on the cut back. The cross comes and Skorupski blocks. So back and behind for a corner coming in from the left. Finally, Juventus getting into a danger area. And we saw them do it once in that first half, and Skorupski was able to hold on that time. This time he's put it out for a corner. The right-footed delivery. Looks like it's Chiesa to take. Loops it to the back post. No one will get there, not Alcaraz, who's the other half-time substitution. On loan from Southampton with the option to buy. Not a cheap buy option either. So Bologna with no changes at the break. And why would that? Plenty of petrol in the tank and plenty of reinforcements on the bench, except for Zigze and Lewis Ferguson, who have been two of their stand-up performers in 2023-24. Rossoblù players down. Looks like it's could be Odegaard's who started at right wing. Just ran into Inning Jr. No malice in that, but there were studs onto the boot of Odegaard, onto his ankle as well by Inning Jr. He had every right to go for it. Odegaard is back up gingerly and hobbling. So Juventus get a move on out to the right side where Gatti waits. This will go out for a throw for the Bolognas. That's poor from Juventus, which has been the theme of their evening. And they weren't brilliant against Atalanta, but they were the better side. It was a cagey Coppa Italia final. And Atalanta have to do it this week in the Europa League final against Bayer Leverkusen, who are in much better form than Juventus. And this time it's a goal kick. It's come off Alcaraz. No, they've won a corner. Alcaraz is going to take. Right side of the pitch this time. With the Renato Dall'Ara. He's trying to convince the referee it was a corner. So that decision going Bologna's way. Goal kick for Calafiori and Skorupski. And the defender to the keeper, who's in the all-orange attire. Castro wants the ball over halfway. Instead out to right back for Stefan Posch. In front is Lucromi. This is Motta's setup. And Castro shakes his man here. The ball spun away. Castro has nudged Bremer to the ground, the former Torino defender. Danilo comes to him, the Brazilian on the Argentinian. Two Brazilians, in fact, Bremer and Danilo. And Castro, I think he's going to be a strapping young striker. What a way to finish the season. Came for 12 million euros in January from Vélez Sarsfield. Only 2 professional goals beforehand. Juventus having a good period, their best of the game. 5 minutes, they find space down the right for Alcaraz. A burst of pace from him, in for Vlahovic. He tried the angled ball, bounced kindly for him. Alcaraz taps on for himself. There is Christensen to clean up for Castro. Had his ankles taken by Locatelli. And again, Juventus players come straight to referee Giovanni Airoldi to lament this decision. To the left ankle and left shin. And the Bologna defensive half left side. Paolo Montero is the coach, the stand-in man for Juve. We want to see a turnaround here at the Dall'Ara, capacity of just over 38,000. Now Urbanski. So we'll go through the starting 11s. It's Juventus with the changes. Timothy Weah and Alcaraz coming in. So it's Szczesny in goal, Bremer, Danilo and Gatti, the three-man backline, and then a 3-5-2 with Locatelli, Rabiot, Alcaraz, Weah right side, Illing Jr. left, Chiesa and Vlahovic up forwards. And coach Paolo Montero has taken over from Massimiliano Allegri. Bologna with Skorupski in a 4-2-3-1. It's Lucumi and Calafiori at the back. Christensen left side, Posch on the right, Freuler, Abischer, Urbanski, Odgaards, Ndoye and Santiago Castro. Carlos Alcaraz, who's come on at half-time, 21-year-old Argentine, is on for game number 9 to Southampton and Racing Club. It's part of that faction from Buenos Aires. Bologna in possession. Calafiori puts it out towards Christensen at centre field. Exchange of passes between the two. Now for Abischer. Freuler makes the run inbound, but they go down that right wing into the attacking half. Castro holds it up, then finds the ball. They queue up in the middle, but the ball was a little rushed in getting there. Weah can tidy up and send it out, but was pushed. Bologna will take the throw, and Ndoye quickly. Might have been a case of Weah just losing his footing as Christensen lays it in, player down. Did he ask for a penalty? He's never going to get it. Marco Di Vaio, club legend, looks on. Seen some strikers come and go at this club. Roberto Baggio, Beppe Signori. Marco Di Vaio, also a former Juventus player, as was Baggio. Di Vaio, 25 goals back in 2009. Is the highest scoring Bologna player in a particular season since 63. And here's a ball forward. It's picked up quickly and chipped over Szczesny for 3-0. What a finish. That is Riccardo Calafiori with a brace. Not only has he scored his first goal in Serie A, but then comes his second in the 8th minute of the second half to cap off an outstanding, a brilliant performance. Juventus don't have any answers. And Bologna with another high press. It was poor from Vlahovic, and also it was Bremer caught out of position, not quick enough to get back, taken away from Danilo, from Calafiori, and he had the presence of mind to chip that over the diving Szczesny by dinked that about a metre into the air, and Szczesny beaten for the 3rd time. The finish of a creative attacking midfielder or a striker from Calafiori. What a campaign he's having. Bologna out to a 3-0 lead. The number 33. And what's his value worth? 24 million according to Flash Score. I think they might get a couple of offers in the summer. repurposed from left back into left centre back, and look what an amazing difference it has been. As a 90-minute player as well. Very rarely starts on the bench for Thiago Motta. So Bologna 3, Juventus 0 at the Dall'Ara. 55th minute, we restart from the middle. Juventus from left to right. The black and white vertical stripes of shame this evening. And they have poured buckets of cold water over that Coppa Italia final win over Atalanta, who are a small club that every other small club wants to copy. Now for Timothy Weah, right side, attacking third. Alcaraz, bit of time and space, but then closed down by 3. Now from Vlahovic, 25 yards out, for Edding Jr. to the left. Still coming. Settled down. Rabiot. Back for Danilo. To sweep that back for Bremer. Weah, the son of George. Simple pass across. He's often criticised for that. Not the best in terms of moving forward. Likes to receive and then pass laterally or backwards. Good ball in, headed chance, and it was Vlahovic to put it over the bar. 56th minute opportunity for Juventus. Beautifully shaped ball into the middle. It's actually Federico Gatti that got on the end of that. So goal kick Bologna. Juve's best chance. Looking to pull one back. Just cut that deficit back to 2 goals. And then reconvene. Urbanski playing in front of the back line. Out to Lukumi, inviting more pressure from Juve. Knowing exactly where to be. Down the left, then the right. It's so hypnotic, rhythmic. The way Motta has this 11 playing football. Out is Zirkzee and also Lewis Ferguson. Orsolini didn't start. You look at that bench. The likes of Bale Kramer, also Ilic, Fabian, Moro, all capable players. Even the reserve goalkeeper Ravaglia Salamakers has been superb all season, as Yildiz is now brought in for Gatti. So it is a situation where Kenan Yildiz, who is a creative attacker, can he inspire them for something? What are they going to do here? Maybe Weah will slot back into the back line, or they're going to change formation. Maybe it's a back 4 with Edding Jr. and Weah on the wings of Danilo and Bremer. So Gatti out. It might be that back line with Rabiot, Locatelli, Alcaraz through the middle. Yildiz, Chiesa and Vlahovic up forward. And where will Yildiz go? My guess is to the left wing. That's where he's best played. Chiesa might go to the right. Bologna still surging into the box. Cut back. Straight into Bremer. I think it's a case of Christensen losing his footing. Stefan Posch with a surging run in, and Juventus hanging on. Otherwise, it could go to 4-0 quite quickly. To the stage where Adama Soumahoro might get a go late on in the game if Bologna are up by 2 or 3. Could be tempting for Thiago Motta to give minutes to some of the players who don't get many. Tommaso Corazza could be one of those. 19-year-old defender. Well done by Skorupski. Pass down the guts of the field. An odd guard out for Ndoye on the left wing. The run from Castro has been solid. Christensen. 2 Bologna players waiting. Chiesa chasing. It's like 11 headless chooks out there against a very organised and compact Bologna that can expand and contract at will. Remo Freuler, tonight's captain for Bologna, on the ball. Out to Calafiori on a hat-trick now. Wouldn't that be something? Well done by Kasper Urbanski. And Doi trying to take that away from Danilo. That was no-nonsense defending. 50-50. And in the end, it was deemed to be legal. And Alcaraz has way up. And also Bremer in front of it. Good ball forwards. Still haven't passed halfway though. Alcaraz out towards Irin Jr. Now Rabiot stringing quite a few passes here. Then it's given away by Yildiz. One back by Rabiot. Gets a throw. Left side at halfway. An hour gone. Bologna winning by 3-0 over Juventus. Could also be an occasion for Niccolò Fagioli to get some minutes back from a 7-month ban for gambling. So there could be a positive to this stark negative. Just a score update in Sicily. Palermo near the Venezia 1 in that playoff. The semi-final first leg as Bologna surge forward once more. In from the left, the cross comes, it's overhit, out of play. Time for Alexis Salamakers, the former Milan player. Scored a good goal for Milan against Napoli at the Maradona last season. On par with Riccardo Calafiori's performance in the second half. That goal was beautifully taken one-on-one with Wojciech Szczesny. Looked unfazed, didn't feel the pressure, knew exactly who was behind him. Now on halfway, Bologna in possession. It's Freuler, Lukumi wants the high press to come. Juventus don't know whether to come or go. Back to their own penalty box. Trying to drag Juve forward so they can find space between the lines. Now to the right for Posh. That's well done from Odegaard. Took the ball, won it, and wins a free kick for a late challenge that comes in from Danilo. Captain for Juventus gets a yellow. Sorry state of affairs, that's the third for them this game. Cambiaso is going to miss the last game of the season against Monza. And Danilo, for him, that is yellow card number 7 for the season in 28 games. Santiago Castro has been summoned to the bench. He's played just over an hour, scored a goal on his starting debut, and off he comes for Alexis Salamakers. Belgian attacker. Now, where will he play? 29th game of the season, 4 goals, 2 assists. His best season to date. Spent 4 years with Milan, only ever scored the maximum of 2. Started off his career 3 years from 2017 to 20 with Anderlecht. Transfer fees 3.3 million to Milan. That was for the loan and 7.7 more, so 11 all up. 500,000 euro loan to Bologna, who can keep him. I think he might to stay, considering they've made the Champions League. As Dusan Vlahovic will be taken from the pitch by Paolo Montella, tonight's captain, Arkadiusz Milik. And the pole on the pitch, just like the 2 keepers, and Kasper Urbanski. Bologna back underway, right back pocket. It's tough for Posh, right up against the corner flag. He's able to find space and the angle to clear it down the line for Odegaard. He loops it forward, sent back by Danilo. And Posh with a header. Juventus need to press a bit harder, a bit more tenacity. Now Juve have a free kick. This is out wide on the left. Well done by Kenan Yildiz. Dusan Vlahovic, goalless this evening. 16 goals this season is quite a good return considering he hasn't had that many chances when you look at his stats. So the 30-year-old Arkadiusz Milik will be one of the targets here. This is wide out on the left, about 25 yards back from the left corner flag, very wide. Gideon Jr. will take. Quite a good set-piece taker this time. Commentators curse. Hacked away. When you want the ball on the counter, good, was ferocious by Salamakers. So Chiesa was the defender, kept his footing despite the slippery conditions. Out from Danilo for Timothy Weah. Has Chiesa in an advanced position, trying to go through the legs of Lukumi. Couldn't get it through. Throw for Timothy Weah. Arkadiusz Milik, 31st game of the season, looking for goal number 4. Just one assist. He's contracted for another 2 years after this one. 4 years at Napoli. A couple of Ajax, Bayer Leverkusen, Augsburg, and Marseille. Had 2 more there. 16 goals in Ligue 1. Now it's Salamakers. Dishes that off. That's good. Enjoy. He'll hold it up. Wait for support from Remo Freuler. He's tripped up by Locatelli. Needs to be careful. Again, taken quite rapidly out to the right for Poch. Pointing to where he wants players to be running into. Batsky receives. Salamakers on the 1-2. Made the run forward. They needed to pop it over the top to him. Batsky now. And again, body to body. He's up against Thomas Alcaraz. Alcaraz has the throw though. 67th minute. Bologna 3. Juventus 0. It's actually a free kick. A couple of paces in from the right touchline. A long way from Szczesny's goal. The pass forwards can be back to the keeper. Juventus can chip it down the right. He's well weighted for Timothy Weah. Needs to take on the man and Doy, and does, and beats him. Good cover defence though. Christensen got there and celebrates. Spurred on by the cheering Bologna tifosi here. Chiesa tasked with the throw. I think he's going to take this instead of leaving it. Alcaraz nods it back to him. Chiesa has the last touch. It goes behind for a goal kick. He's saying it should be a free kick. Does like to go down a touch from behind or very little pressure. He's not in the form he was in 2021 and he led Italy to the Euros. Spalletti is here, the national team coach. Good time to get into national team coaching considering Napoli's here. Probably will finish 10th as defending champion. Bologna can't play their way out properly and it's well done from Bremer. Chiesa, a long way, gets it back onto his left, might strike this and does. Good block though from Kasper Obanski. Timothy Weah back into the middle, square ball. Locatelli. He's ran into some real trouble there before he got into the right half space, and Bologna with a free kick. A yellow card for Bremer now. That's the 4th for a Juventus player. There's still none for Bologna players, and this is because he lashed out at Salamakers and pulled the Belgian over. Now, Bremer's season, let's have a look at his stats. Yellow card number 9. Second year at Juventus now. 41 million euro signing from Torino, who bought him for just under 6. Time for Riccardo Orsolini. Four changes made for Palamontero so far. As Bologna looking to play their way out. Couldn't make it to Calafiori. Overconfident from Ndoi. Now as a ball forward down the right wing. It's just marginally overhit. Beautiful counter-attacking football for Odegaard, but can't chase it down. Two changes, Bologna. Let's take a look at this. 3-0 they lead, 21 minutes to go. So Odegaard's off for Orsolini, and Fabian is the other player to come in. There goes Labansky. So changing midfield and wide. Orsolini usually likes the right side of the pitch, so Ndoi should go to the left side. 23-year-old Swiss, formerly with Basel and Nice. This is good news for Juventus. Nicolo Fagioli will get some minutes in his return from his gambling punishment, 7 months out, and he's back. So there is a little bit of a silver lining to a grey old night for the Bianconeri here. So Nicolo Fagioli, seventh appearance of the season. He's 1 assist. Cremonese did have that 1 year on loan where he had Cremonese promoted alongside Gaetano. Let's see how he goes in his last 20 minutes or so, not including stoppages. You're on Flash Score Live, Monday night Serie A, match day 37. It's 1 more week after this. Champions already decided. Inter Milan. Another player coming on, Giovanni Fabian, 21-year-old Italian midfielder for Kasper Urbanski, who was simply amazing throughout this game. Fabian is €5 million transfer in the summer from Inter, and played last season in Serie B with Regina. 8 goals, 1 assist, 5 goals, 2 assists in Serie A now. Out from the back with Christensen, has Calafiori further wide. Good hustle once more from Chiesa. Sees the ball out. He's a player that is performing for more minutes than usual at this point of his career. Federico Chiesa at 26. Goal kick for Skorupski though. So he wants everyone to push forwards. Over the halfway it goes. Won by Alcaraz. Back for Milik. Over for Iling Jr. He's keeping Kostic out of the sides. And he's been rumoured to be moving in the summer as well. Filip Kostic. And Locatelli operating at right back because Weah had pushed up. And Bologna cut off the angle to him. Cut off the air supply. Bremer, right centre back. A lot of distance between he and also Locatelli. Danilo's pushed forward on the left, so Alcaraz can't get a box midfield going. And Doi got a touch. On the turn was Weah. Milik went past him. Calafiori for the keeper. Have to be careful now, Bologna, not to concede. Juventus a much more improved performance since the half-time whistle, despite Calafiori's relatively easy finish. They've carved Juventus up from start to finish in that first half. 8 minutes into the second half. It was Calafiori's brace. So a career highlight for him. Hadn't scored in Serie A before this evening. That was good tenacity in the midfield from Bologna, but just evades the striker Salamakers. Down for Juve to counter on the right side. Yildiz and Chiesa, can they team up here? Back to the byline, overhit from Chiesa. That's a shocking pass into the right half space. It's a goal kick. Should mention Riccardo Orsolini also had come on before. The Italian in career best form, 32nd game of the season, 2 goals, 2 assists, 10 goals. Has been Bologna's leading goal scorer for the past 5 seasons. So might miss out if he doesn't get on the score sheet tonight. Zigzag, see if he can cap off next season, match day 38 at Genoa. Bale came up. 2 more subs coming despite the rain pouring down, and Remo Freuler is one of those players to come out. Also, Riccardo Calafiori was on a hat-trick. Algamontes brought him off. Just making sure he's fit for next the away trip to the Marassi. Chiesa picks up on a loose ball, must score surely, and does. That was Bologna losing concentration, passing around their back line, and they have been caught off guard. Federico Chiesa on the left boot finds the back of the net, and they have reopened the game just marginally. Juventini have something to cheer about. Chiesa took his chance, he was deadly when he needed to be. It was a lucky pass. Lukumi needed to be a bit better with his decision-making process there. Tried to flick that past Chiesa, who took it away from him and then ran towards the penalty spot. Despite 2 defenders trying to block him, including Bale Kema, who's just come on. First thing he has to do is watch Chiesa slam it in. As soon as Remo Freuler goes off, it's not panic stations by any means. But El Azzurri has taken his place. So that's a midfielder for a midfielder. All summer, El Azzurri hails from Morocco. Now Chiesa out on the right wing once more. Comes into that half space. Goes for the shot. A little bit selfish. Bologna had closed down the central areas though. Now they're trying to double team through Fagioli and Chiesa on Christensen. Good ball to find Ndoye. They need to stay composed. Out to Christensen. Good movement. Weah fouled him. Free kick Bologna in their back left pocket. So El Azzurri on for game number 17. 2 goals, 2 assists. First season is leaving Royal Union SG in Belgium. That is €2 million signing. Bologna trying to work it up again. 2 players down. One is Weah. Is he bleeding from the mouth? Might have been a high arm from Ndoye. So at least Paolo Montero has something to cheer about. His first match as senior coach for Juventus. And celebrate Chiesa's goal. Might be a booby prize to take home. 5 changes now made from Bologna, and all 5 made by Montero and Juventus. We've got a stoppage at the Stadio Renato Dall'Ara in Bologna. They lead by 2-0 over Juventus. Thiago Motta's met in scintillating form. We'll be back in about 10 to 12 minutes with was a disorganized moment from the Rossoblù. Chiesa has pounced and made the most of it. Sandro Kema coming on and immediately watching Chiesa slot at home. €9 million signing. Kema from AZ Alkmaar. First year in Serie A for him. Does have a goal and 1 assist. Now some space for Alcaraz. Puts that ball out on the right wing for Chiesa. Christensen comes towards him. He'll nestle it down. Chips it forward. Salamakers misses. And Bianconeri will come again. Into the middle for Danilo. So the final 10 minutes plus stoppages. These are the 11s with all 10 changes made. It's Szczesny with Bremer, Danilo in front of him. Left back is Iling Jr. Right back is Timothy Weah. And it's Alcaraz, Locatelli and Fagioli. The 3 up forward. Chiesa right side, Yildiz left side and Milik in the middle. The Bologna who have a throw here on their right side, halfway. Lucas Skorupski in goal, a 4-3-3 I think for them as well. Lukumi, Bilkema, Posh, Christensen the back line. Felazouzi, Abisha, Fabian. And Doy into the middle, straight into the arms of Szczesny, who then had Orsolini run into the back of him. And Doy, Salamakers and Orsolini's that front line. So I think it is Salamakers in the middle, Orsolini on the right wing and Doy on the left. Stats, let's take a look. 1.45 the XG for Bologna, 0.48 for Juve. Ball possession 2/3 in favour of the home side. 9 goal attempts to 6, that's overall. Second half it's 5-2 for Juventus, who have come into this game, and I guess on the balance of power you could say 3-1 is fair enough. But another goal will make it very interesting. The battle for third place here at the Dall'Ara, and Chiesa's picked it up 30 yards out. Doesn't have any support. And well done by Bremer to shield off Salamakers. Taken back in the middle by Fagioli. They've forgotten all about the previous 7 months by the time the whistle goes. And Juve want a free kick. I think they've got one. Not far out, it was Yildiz in the pirouette turn, dragged down by Abisha. It's the first yellow for Bologna here. This is to the left of the left post by about 8 yards. About 25 yards back from the goal line. Let's see what the likes of Chiesa could do from here. Does favour a right footer. How many does Skorupski want in the wall? Milik also an accomplished free kick taker. Left foot option if they want. 4 in the wall for Bologna. Trying to chop down that angle. Milik at 30 years of age. Does look like he's in pole position to take this. Wants to size it up. It will be Milik and finds the top corner. That is supreme. What a goal. Arkadiusz Milik, the 5th of the season, and it is 3-2 all of a sudden. Juventus 1 goal away from bringing it back to level terms. Chiesa, now Milik. Beautifully struck. And did it take a touch on the way over? It may have taken a touch to put it firmly into that top corner. It did. It's come off the number 80 Giovanni Fabian and nestled so far away that Skorupski ran into the post. I don't think he got a finger on that. Otherwise he may have saved it if it didn't hit Fabian. It was still on target. It's just grazed Fabian's head. But a 5-goal game, and Juventus, well, they're winning this second half by 2-1. Scored the last 2 goals. Can they get another one? Bologna might be capitulating here. out to the left side. Christensen and Doy need to calm down the situation. Take the emotion out of the game. Get the job done. 84th minute. And they've given it away. This is bad. Here comes Chiesa. Will strike it and find the bottom left corner. 3-3. It's Yildiz. He has come off the bench and punished Bologna. 3-3. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Milik, then Yildiz. And the Juventini here. And they are reveling in this. What a comeback it's been. Bologna at home. Juventus never really had a sniff until the last 15 minutes. It's 3 goals now in 8 minutes. Much improved performance. As soon as Remo Freuler went off, it went to 3-1. Chiesa, Milik, Yildiz, the front 3. Since Paolo Montero made the changes, they've all got a goal apiece. And Sam Beukema, a Dutch defender, you have to feel for him. Thiago Motta watches on. It's back all square. And back to 68 points in the Serie A standings. 3rd and 4th respectively. Kenan Yildiz from just outside the box was able to drive it low. Skorupski beaten in the wet, and that is taking your chances. And it counts most. Bologna's still in 3rd though. So can Juventus turn this around and take on a famous 4-3 victory? And if you offered them this at half-time, every one of them would have signed on the dotted line. Out from Beukema to the right. Posh. They don't have the same organisation that they had. Skorupski, a panicked long clearance. Bremer wins it to the chest of Alcaraz. Fouled, and Juve with a quick free kick taken to Danilo. Now Bremer at right centre-back. Shifts it out for Timothy Weah to take on Ndoye. That's a throw, about 8 paces back from the right corner flag. So can you believe this? A 6-goal game, a 3-goal redemption to make it 3-3. Chiesa, Milik and Yildiz, 76th, 83rd and 84th. Fabulous game. Just never know what's going to happen. Can Bologna dig deep to win this, or will Juventus, with the momentum, the tempo, also the opulence, the much more expensive squad, the higher paid squad, the highest paid in the league against the 15th highest. Somehow it's 3rd versus 4th. Weah wins another throw off Ndoye. They are having a lot of luck down the right wing. And the travelling Juventus fans are bouncing. A nervy Stadio Renato Dall'Ara. Back for Szczesny. Motta may learn a lesson here. You take Calafiori and Freuler off. Doesn't matter what the scoreline is, Juventus will hurt you. Now Milik. Patient build-up down the left with Yildiz. Now scampering forward, plays the diagonal ball. Found Fagioli. At arm's length he keeps Lukumi, who has faded in this game. Another chance! Can they make it 4-3? It's a good intervention there. Not only from Skorupski, but also Mikkel Abischer. And that was a 1-2 with Chiesa running into that left half space, and then he took the dive, custom trademark dive from Abischer's attempted tackle. I think he got a touch, the Swiss midfielder. Bologna hanging on. In it comes to the near post. It's a scorpion backheel style attempt from Francesco Locatelli. That might be a foul in Bologna's favour. Down the left for them. And Ndoye came at that at real pace, and Weah never had a look in at the ball. Pablo Montero wanting more footballing intelligence. Who can win this? We're going to see some amount of stoppage time. That's not up for debate. Bologna back to the keeper, Belkema. Now out for Poch. Not finding the same opportunities to get forward. Salamaker hasn't really done much, but he's on the ball now. Can't chip it forwards. And he was pushed. So yellow cards. Nicolo Fagioli taking that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those for Juventus. 1 for Abisha in the 82nd minutes for Bologna. So at 3-3 into the 90th minute, Bologna on the halfway line, almost on the halfway spot. Out to Lukume. Belkema. The give and go. Christensen back in for Lukume, finds space but has to go back to Belkema. Juventus working the angles nicely. This is good from Bologna, but double teamed was Fabian. So now it's Juventus down the left with Iling Jr. was held up. Effective defending. Bologna can mop up, start again. So with El Azuzi, spearing pass out to Ndoye. Has the overlapping run from Christensen. Disappointed he didn't get it. Has a yell at his teammate. Now it's Salamakers, El Azuzi, Ndoye. Can't find the angle. Chesney keeps it from going out. Otherwise it would have been a Bologna corner on the left side. 3 minutes of stoppages into the first of those. Tiny amount of stoppage time considering how many goals we've had. You have to give credit to Juventus. They have taken a slap to the face. But Bologna win it up high. Need to make an opportunity here. Can't fashion a shot. Good block from Bremer. Now Milik. Juve's turn to come. Alcaraz dispossessed. Away comes Abisha. Now Fabian working the right side tilt. Back for Fabian. Didn't know that Alcaraz was going to pick his pocket. It's been fabulous since coming on at half-time. Now the switch out to the right for Timothy Weah in acres of space. Good trap. Simple pass forward to Fagioli. A minute and a half left in stoppages. Is there a very late, awkward, contentious decision coming, or a moment, a magical moment for someone? Long ball. It could be Chiesa's magical moment. What a stop that is. Traps the ball on the right wing, puts it low into the middle. Now it's with the Iling Jr. Would have loved to find his left boot. Has to go to the right wing for Weah. Juve has Bologna hemmed in. 45 seconds. It's back out for Bremer. Weah tries the cross. Straight into the man, Dan Ndoye. They took Napoli down last weekend. Can they hang on here and defeat the 36th-time Serie A champions as the ball comes in? Late chance here, and it's volleyed just wide. I'd say a good meter, actually, by Manuel Locatelli. The end of the 93rd minute upon us. Was that the last shot of the game? It's been stunning. It's come off Alcaraz. That's why it went wide, otherwise it looked on target. So diverted away from Skorupski's goal. He doesn't want anyone hanging about. He wants to go long over the halfway. What a change. The complexion of the game all changed. Then Freuler and Calafiori came out. Juventus pushed, and they take a point back to Turin. You can't say they haven't deserved it. It ends 3-3 at the Stadio Renato Dall'Ara. The battle for third and fourth. It's a stalemate, but 6 goals scored, 68 points apiece. Bologna and Juventus. Bologna still in third, though. and that is on goal difference. 54 scored for them, 30 conceded, 52 for Juve, and 31 conceded. So earlier in the year, it was a 1-1 draw, and that was at the Allianz. Ferguson and Vlahovic at time. So this time it ends 3-3. Away goals don't count any longer, so it comes down to goal difference between these two. If Bologna can defeat Genoa next weekend, they will clinch third place. Juventus still in there with a chance, though. Both sides qualifying for the UEFA Champions League. We'll leave it there.